polls are now closed, and a winner is expected to be declared in the coming hours. The outcome will have a major effect on the U.S. and the West because of that country's nuclear ambitions and the prospect of a new agreement to curtail them. Correspondent Benjamin Hall has details tonight from London.
The Iranian regime put on a decent show today that their elections were free and fair. But amid mass boycotts, critics agree this was just another deception.
It has been a total defeat, a disastrous defeat for the Iranian regime, and demonstrates that the Iranian people want regime change.
According to opposition groups, polling stations lay empty and posters of the likely victor, Ebrahim Raisi, have been burned. There was a different message, however, for the cameras.
I think Mr. Raisi will win the election because most people love him.
The focus is now on what the inevitable victory of the hand-picked, hardline candidate means for the future. Raisi is at the right hand of the Ayatollah himself. He's the infamous prosecutor behind the execution of 30,000 people in 1988. And analysts say there is only one reason the regime feels emboldened enough to choose such a hardliner.
Khamenei is increasingly confident that he is going to get sanctions relief, so there's less of a need for a mask. There's less of a need for the supreme leader to feign moderation abroad.
Despite Raisi's past and the increasing levels of uranium enrichment, the Biden administration is still forging ahead with rejoining the Iran deal. And meetings continued in Vienna this week between intermediaries. While inside Iran, the message stayed clear.
We will ask Americans and Europeans to go back to their commitments as soon as possible, without changing what's there from the past.
The enforcement of sanctions has already weakened. China's illicit imports of Iranian oil have increased. The Houthis have been taken off the foreign terrorist list, and the Biden administration has already delisted 2 Iranian oil executives.
I think the Biden team is looking to just merely cap the Iranian nuclear program briefly, claim a political victory, and then pivot on to other issues. I don't believe that they actually think they're solving this crisis.
So as Iranians prepare for a new president, their leaders are preparing for a windfall, and other countries in the region are preparing for an increasingly assertive Iran. During his campaign, President Biden said he would lengthen and strengthen the Iran deal. Well, it now looks like quite the opposite might happen. Bret?